What is up, boys and girls of YouTube? It's your boy Mugiwara Ref. And first video on the channel, I wanted to post my first place Kuzan deck profile. I love this freaking leader. I love the alt art, it's amazing. And yeah, just wanted to try something new for OP14. I'm a little bit newer to the One Piece card game. I started last set at OP13 with Emu. And I'll probably get a deck profile here soon because I did top with it right before pre-release of OP14. So yeah, let's get straight to it. So for Tashigi, she's your searcher. She looks at top 5 on play and will grab a Navy card. Pretty self-explanatory. On curve, usually you want to grab either, depending on your hand, you want to grab Sengoku or your 4-cost Bluegrass. I prefer the Bluegrass over the Sengoku, honestly. But yeah, this is the heart and soul of the deck. So next, we have 4 Sengoku. Sengoku's a 3-cost searcher. You'll trash 2, which will trigger your leader's effect when you trash. So you'll search first, add a Navy card except for himself, and then you will trash 1 and add and just draw it back. That's why I like this deck so much. You just infinite amount of resources in your hand. Next up will be 4-cost Bluegrass, the MVP of the deck, because on play he'll send back a 1-cost character. I know typically 1 costs aren't that crazy, but it'll send it back to the bottom of the deck, and then every time you swing with him, he'll trash a card and you draw a card. And that'll also trigger your leader's effect, and I mean, you just keep drawing from there. Also, it's a 6K body, and it's pretty hard to deal with at times, especially if you dawn up, which typically I don't. I just swing with its base attack, and that's it. I just try to protect it as much as I can, so I can keep getting resources. The new 5-cost Isho, Putting at Home. It's a 5-cost 7K attacker, and on play you'll trash 2 cards, and your opponent needs to send back 2 cards from their hand if they have 6 or more. So if they have at 6, they'll be at 4. If they have 7, they'll be at 5. That's why it's Putting at Home. And then when you attack, if it has Dawn, and when you attack, it'll give one of your opponent's characters minus 2K for the rest of the turn. So I'll probably speed run through this one, but just blockers. I mean, this deck can play infinite amount of blockers. The Rocinante, I have used it to protect at times, but typically he's just a blocker. He doesn't do anything else for me, and same with Gion, she's just a blocker. This deck really draws so much that you can play a lot of 2K blockers. So next up is Hina. Then it's going to be Suru. This is Red Rock at Home, pretty much. Again, she's another 2K. So as soon as she's played trash 2 cards, you're just going to draw 2 again. Doesn't really matter. And then your opponent picks a character with cost of 5 or less. They just have to pick one. Or excuse me, not a character with a cost of 5 or less. It's just your opponent picks a character in general. I'm thinking of the next 5-cost 2K, which is Zephyr. He's the one that on play you'll trash 2 cards. And then he can trash himself, and then your opponent has to put a 5 cost or less to the bottom of the deck. On your curb, for your 6 Dawn, you're going to typically play Kuzan. I personally don't like rampant on my leader. I don't like rampant on my characters because all of my characters tend to be big anyways. I just am super aggro, and I just keep Dawn up for these type of plays. So at the end of a battle, that there's a character remaining that's a nuisance. Okay, well, here's a 6-cost Kuzan, trash a card, and you'll freeze your opponent's character, or not freeze. It can't attack until the end of your opponent's turn. So, yeah, and then alter. Shout out to TCG Exchange. Seven cost Sakazuki. On play, he'll draw 2 cards, and then if you trash one, you can add a Restodon to one of your characters. Really good. I debated on cutting it to 3, and same with Kuzan, so I could play the 8 cost blocker Aramaki, but I saw that that wasn't going too well for me, so I just kept them all at 4. The best card in the deck, in my opinion, Monkey D. Garp. You trash one, and then it can play a Navy character with a 8,000 power or less. So you can either play your Kuzan, Sakazukis. If you play the 4 cost Porcelino, you can play him. You can play the 8 cost Aramaki blocker as well. But typically, what I like to do if I see him way too early, you just need the 1. You're going to max it out because you want to see it, but you just need the 1, and then I just trash the rest. So, and then our last character, Pudding, as a 1 of, I could not find a 4th Bluegrass for the life of me, so she's here. And then for the events, for Ice Block, Pheasant Peck, 2 Gravity Blade Raging Tiger. This came up clutch in my first round against Purple Yellow Rocinante. I was able to get rid of the blocker. So overall, the deck performed and did what it was supposed to do. I didn't brick. This deck does have the tendency to brick, unfortunately. And when it does, it's just probably you're bricked on 2Ks and not a single searcher, or you're bricked on a couple of your big guys that are legit bricks. They're not a blocker at all. So, yeah. And the trigger effect for Pheasant Peck is honestly insane. You can typically, if it's early game, you can go ahead, trash it, whatever the case may be. Once you're in the late game, you want to leave your Dawn up at least 2 or 1, depending on the game center. Once you're at 3 to 2 life, that's when you really want to start blocking. You don't want to get any lower than 2, but you also want to try to stay up as much as you can. So, yep. Well, guys, that's the deck profile. I want to say thank y'all and subscribe.